You might not have been counting, but we have. 437 days ago, Governor Cuomo first declared a state of emergency in New York because of the coronavirus, but tomorrow will mark day one of a fresh start.
That's when nearly all capacity limits will lift, and the state will also adopt the CDC guidance on mask wearing. But what does that guidance look like for you? News Channel 9's Julia LeBlanc is joining us live to tell us more about it. Good morning, Julia.
Good morning, Dan and Nicole. Well, the guidance says that if you are fully vaccinated starting on Wednesday, and fully vaccinated means that it's been 2 weeks since you've gotten both vaccines, either of the Pfizer or Moderna shots, or if you've completed the Johnson & Johnson vaccine. If it's been 2 weeks since all of that has happened, you can pretty much walk around starting on Wednesday in any situation without this mask. Again, only if you're fully vaccinated. If you're not, you're going to need to keep this handy because you're going to need it in most situations. But there are situations where everybody, whether you have your shots or not, does still need to wear those masks. Now, where does everybody need to wear those masks? It's when they're on public transportation, in nursing homes, homeless shelters, correctional facilities, schools, and healthcare facilities. And when it comes to private businesses and enforcing the previous mask mandate, they still have a lot of leeway and they can still choose to do so, but they're no longer required to enforce the mask mandate. So the governor sat on this decision for a few days to be able to analyze the guidance from the CDC.
We have to reopen. We have to reopen smart. We have to reopen with a cautious eye. But we have to get back to life, and we have to get back to life and living, and we have to do it the way New Yorkers do it. We have to do it quickly and robustly.
Now, you heard Governor Cuomo say that word continuously, reopen. Now, this all comes lifting this mask mandate, which is happening on Wednesday. This all comes when the state plans to do its largest reopening yet since the pandemic started back in March of 2020 at this point. So on Wednesday, not only will fully vaccinated people be able to walk around without their masks, but they're also lifting the capacity limits on local businesses. So no restrictions there either. We're live in downtown Syracuse. Julia LeBlanc, News Channel 9.
Thanks, Julia. 6:04, and the governor made more restart news yesterday. He said that this summer, county fairs across the state can take place again, as long as social distancing is still in place, 6 feet apart. However, they can enforce that at a fair. The Tribeca Film Festival in New York will be the first in-person film festival in North America since before COVID. And in June, Radio City Music Hall will host the festival's closing night. Those in attendance will be required to show proof of full vaccination. But Radio City will be at full capacity with no masks required. And the New York City Marathon is a go this November. They'll do it at 60% capacity. Registration opens June 8th for the November race, and they will cap the field at 33,000 runners.
Meanwhile, the governor's tax returns released show he's making more than $5 million off the book he released about the coronavirus pandemic. State officials tell the New York Times the governor received the bulk of the $5.1 million deal last year, and he's set to be paid another $2 million over the next 2 years.
The Syracuse Police Department now considering dismantling its animal cruelty unit, outsourcing it to the SPCA. But as News Channel 9's Andrew Donovan explains this morning, the people saving the animals don't want the city to fix something that isn't broken.
Inside one of attorney Nick DiMartino's animal abuse cases is this starving pit bull.
That was Boss when he got stazed.
This is Boss now, 15 months later, ready for a new home.
The thing that gets us involved initially is the investigation and the notification from the police that there is a case.
He's worried about these animals without Syracuse police. The retirement of the current animal cruelty investigator has the city considering a deal with the SPCA instead, which is what most other towns and counties use. SPCA investigators have arrest powers, but can't as proactively patrol for abuse, execute search warrants, or seize guns and drugs.
The speed and thoroughness that they engaged in, I think, was extremely impressive. and they have the authority to do these things. They have the authority to conduct investigations as it would be any other criminal investigation.
It seems like the Syracuse Police Department hasn't finalized exactly what changes will happen, but the animal advocates worry eliminating the unit means reallocating 2 positions, a full-time animal cruelty investigator and a supervising sergeant.
We hear a lot about defunding the police and reimagining the police. We think the police do an absolutely fantastic job in this particular area.
DiMartino's group of animal abuse attorneys is just one of 11 agencies petitioning the city to reconsider, citing the number of animals saved and arrests made.
The results that they accomplish, I think, would far outweigh a budgetary concern for 1 or 2 officers.
When community policing is the goal, this unit is already top dog. In Syracuse, Andrew Donovan, News Channel 9.
Now, Andrew also says a police spokesperson tells us that no final decision has been made on this, but they didn't return an email asking exactly what factors are up for consideration.
6:07, and we are tracking local jobs. Amazon tells us their support facility along Kirkville Road in DeWitt is now operational. This is the place orders go from fulfillment centers to be stored and then put onto vehicles to come to your home, and it has created more than 100 full and part-time jobs. As part of the launch, they donated $1,500 to the Rotary Club of DeWitt.
Well, maybe Amazon could deliver you a little sidewalk chalk, and that would make Mayor Billy Barlow happy up in Oswego. He wants to make all of the Port City sidewalks a little more colorful.
The Port City is doing its 3rd round of the Chalk Your Walk contest. It's open to anyone, businesses and families too. There will be prizes for each category. Those prizes will be provided by local restaurants and shops. You have time to get ready, get your chalk from Amazon or wherever you purchase it from. The contest is June 19th. If you'd like to register, you can head to localsyr.com.
Let's just hope June 19th is as nice as May 18th.
I hope so. I really, really hope so. And that's the next couple of days. Thursday is when we have our Summer Outlook special coming up. And that is something that I'm investigating, is what makes Central New York the perfect place for summertime. Is up here.
Love that.
So, yeah, so if you want to stay tuned for that, we've got some cool stuff coming up this week on that.
All right, Kate's weather coming up after the break. At the bottom of the hour, supporters of the Christopher Columbus statue in Syracuse taking their efforts to court now. The latest on the lawsuit and how the city is responding next.
And at 6:19, we're staying in the city and getting an inside look at all the renovations as Syracuse City Hall reopens to the public. We'll take a tour coming up.
You're watching the Morning News with Dan Cummings, Nicole Somavilla, and Storm Team meteorologist Kate Thornton with Central New York's most accurate forecast. News Channel 9, the local station. Storm Team meteorologist Kate Thornton with Central New York's most accurate forecast.
And good morning. Our temperature trend for today and for the rest of the week well above average. The normal high temperature for this time of year is 70, and we are going for a string of 80s coming our way. So kind of like a May heat wave, and heat waves technically are 90, but you know, this time of the year we'll go for 80s for that. So pretty quiet as we take a look right now in Baldwinsville from our Drivers Village Skynet 9 camera. A nice pretty blue sky, 52 degrees currently at the Syracuse airport, and we are all quiet on live Doppler 9. High pressure is very much in control of our weather, so that means we have a nice ridge over us, which is giving us the dry, sunny weather for the next several days. It really won't be until the end of the week that will feature any chances of some rain. Even then, it's very minimal at best. All right, so our temperatures, obviously, we do have some cooler pockets. Morrisville is at 37 this morning, but it's 43 in Westmoreland. And then you go closer to Syracuse. Fayetteville's at 53, Jordan's at 46, Wolcott's at 48. High temperatures today, everyone is in the 70s to even around 80 degrees. Once you get closer towards the lake shore, obviously it's going to be a touch cooler. You know, you have that breeze coming off of the lake with that wind from the west-northwest around 5 to 10 miles per hour, but nothing really too bad if you are going boating today at any of your favorite lakes. Got great weather for that as well. Perfect weather for golfing today. A little breezier than it was yesterday, but still not bad with temperatures getting around 80 degrees. We do have a high UV index today. Pollen count is high. Air quality is going to be a little bit of an issue for us today as well, but the humidity is still in check. First time I'm showing this graphic this year as we have our dew points very comfortable, but it does begin to go up just a little bit towards the end of the week, and that's when we'll notice our chances, a very low chance of maybe an isolated shower or thunderstorm. So your timecast for today featuring more sunshine, hardly any cloud cover to go around, and our temperatures getting well into the 70s to even the lower 80s. Our temperatures here in this model has been consistently too low. Okay, so that's why we're going for that 82. We think we're going to do it. We'll wake up tomorrow morning. Not bad, pretty comfortable with our temperatures in the 50s. So even a warmer start to the day tomorrow, and that will give us a warmer afternoon. 85 for Syracuse is what we are going for. Again, a touch cooler right along the lake shore, but a very warm day tomorrow by May standards, and we will keep it there for the next several days. Through the end of the week, we have highs in the mid-80s. Even this weekend, we're still in the 70s to near 80, and we'll feature just a slightly higher chance of some scattered showers and thunderstorms, which the gardens will be very thankful for that rain at that point.
Yeah, they sure will. Thank you, Kate. A couple of birthdays to wish. We'll start with a happy birthday wish to Abby, our sassy ray of sunshine. Love to you from Mommy and Daddy.
And a happy first birthday to Keel. This is with love from your entire family.
Happy birthday to our champions. If you'd like to be up on the billboard, just email us your photo to champions@localsyr.com 2 weeks in advance.
Oh, it's an absolutely beautiful start to our day. We got a nice warm one in the works. We have your forecast first coming up next.
In this morning's GMA First Look, cracking down on unruly passengers. Now this week, the FAA proposing its biggest fine yet this year. More than $52,000 for a passenger who officials say tried to open the cockpit door on a Delta flight from Honolulu to Seattle before allegedly striking a flight attendant in the face.
In my experience as a commercial airline captain for more than 27 years, unruly passenger incidents themselves are nothing new. But as I said, we have seen an alarming increase in the rate over the last few months, and it's something that we need to get under control. So that's why we adopted the zero tolerance policy.
And we'll have much more on proposed new fines coming up at 7 a.m. Plus, with more and more Americans flying, we'll have the expert tips for getting the flight you want without breaking the bank. With your GMA First Look, I'm Monica Sarabdi, ABC News, New York.
your forecast first. Certified as Central New York's most accurate.
At the bus stop this morning, feeling pretty comfortable. We have temperatures right in the 40s and near 50 degrees, so it's not super cold outside. It's just enough maybe having that light sweatshirt, and then the kids are going to want the T-shirts going forward this afternoon, enjoying the 80-degree weather and the sunshine.
6:19 right now, making news. Starting tomorrow, the state will adopt the new CDC guidance that eases mask requirements if you're fully vaccinated. The new guidance still calls for the masks, though, in crowded indoor places like public transportation, schools, and healthcare facilities.
Well, as promised, supporters of the Christopher Columbus statue in downtown Syracuse have filed a lawsuit to try and stop Mayor Walsh from moving the statue. The petition in state Supreme Court says the mayor lacks the legal authority to do that. The city's Corporation Counsel responded saying they will argue their case in court, but they have and will continue to follow the process set forth by local and state law to both relocate and preserve the statue.
Well, 3 teens are being accused of setting 4 vacant house fires in a matter of 24 hours. Syracuse police have arrested 2 17-year-old boys, one from Syracuse, one from Erie County, and a 14-year-old girl from Lockport. Police are now trying to figure out if the teens were involved in other incidents over the past week.
6:20 now. Whether you live in the city of Syracuse and might need to pay a bill, or if you live in the suburbs and need to pay a downtown parking ticket, Syracuse City Hall is now open again for business, open to the public for the first time in more than a year.
On the downtime, they used it well for a lot of renovations. Andrew Donovan gives us a tour of the changes you'll see in the most visited areas.
Even Mayor Ben Walsh no longer enters City Hall from the front steps. The rarely used Market Street side is now the main entrance.
In some ways, even though it's the side of the building, it functioned almost like the back of the building.
City workers park elsewhere to open spots for visitors on newly paved and newly painted blacktop.
This was just a normal sidewalk with stairs going up to the door. Come on in.
Inside, an officer greets visitors with a pandemic-era temperature check.
And if they stand on or around the X, you hear that beep, that means you've got a good temperature.
Next, like at almost all other government buildings, a metal detector.
We talked a lot with our staff during the process to try to understand what their concerns and questions were. And we did hear, even before the pandemic, that safety and security was a concern. So we want to be sensitive to that. Right now, everybody, whether you're a city employee or a member of the public, you will come through this one entrance and go through security and the metal detector, mayor included. I did it this morning.
Down the hall is the new payment office.
The walls here have been pushed back to create more space.
Separate lines have been replaced with windows for any city bill, taxes, water, or parking violations. By July, credit cards can be used to pay all 3.
At the beginning of the month on a big payment day, you might even wait in line for 20 minutes only to get to the window and find out you were in the wrong line. That's just bad service. That's bad form, and we can do better than that.
The renovations were forced by flood damage, but the mayor says the pandemic forced him to rethink how to better serve the people who elected him. In Syracuse, Andrew Donovan, News Channel 9.
Oh, looks a lot different.
It sure does. It's great that it's open again, isn't it?
Yeah, it's more parking, too.
Yeah.
All right, some popular IPOs are coming down off their highs. Rick Reagan will break down some of the numbers from tech companies in this morning's Money in Your Pocket Minute.
That's about 20 minutes away. Plus, will you keep wearing your mask even after the state adopts the new guidance which says you don't have to? That's the question we're asking at the bottom of the hour. Coming up.
certified as Central New York's most accurate.
All right, getting you out the door this morning. Our temperatures a little cool right now, but otherwise it's going to be a very, very nice warm day. Have the sunscreen, your sunglasses, your t-shirt on hand. With those temperatures getting up to right around 80 degrees for today. Our sunset tonight is at 8:25. A lot of us around 80. And also, that's how it's going to be at the first pitch tonight for the Syracuse Mets. They are back home this week. Our first pitch is at 6:35, and we will have a very pleasant evening for some baseball. And our temperatures are staying in the 80s for the next several days, all the way through the end of the week. Doesn't dip back down, though, until the end of the weekend and the start of the next week. Oh, gosh, guys, 74. That's going to be so cool around here. Ooh. Oh, my goodness. Break back out the parkas.
A little taste of midsummer here in mid-May, huh?
Yeah.
Well, the songbirds are out this spring, that's for sure. It's our question of the day, an easy one, maybe. Simply this: what is the most common species of bird in the world?
A pigeon, a crow, a chicken, or a duck?
So much for those seagulls.
Yeah.
Well, take a guess on Facebook or Twitter. We'll answer it together here in about 10 minutes. 6:27 now, back with the news after this.
These used cars may look identical, but with Carfax, you'll see how a car's history affects its value.
I always knew you were an accident.
Stop overpaying.
I'm still Mom's favorite.
Shop at the all-new Carfax.com.
Oh, it's a good... Some recipes taste better when they're prepared together. Just enough happiness, a pinch of fun, and finally, a delicious touch. Because Nutella always adds something tasty. Nutella, wake up to wow.
Are you constantly cleaning and sanitizing your bathroom? For an easy solution that lasts, try Microban 24 Bathroom Cleaner. Simply spray and wipe away to easily dissolve soap scum and kill 99.9% of viruses and bacteria initially. Then reapply and allow to dry on tile to prevent mold and mildew growth for 7 days, or on countertop surfaces to keep killing bacteria for up to 24 hours. Try Microban 24 Bathroom Cleaner. Brand power, helping you buy better.
Happening now.
The fate of Columbus is heading to court. Why advocates of the statues are taking the matter out of Syracuse and to the state.
4 vacant house fires in 24 hours. Now 3 teens face charges.
Plus, New York State is soon to adopt new mask-wearing rules. Why one local expert says it's still up to you.
From WSYR-TV Syracuse, the local station, you're watching the Morning News.
And good morning. It is 6:30 on a Tuesday, a beautiful Tuesday. I'm Nicole, by the way.
I'm Dan, by the way. And I'll tell you, Kate, by the way, this is more like June or July 18th.
I know. Yeah, this is usually our average temperature, like 4th of July time, right?
Sweet.
And so, well, we'll take it. I mean, considering we were talking about frost a week ago, It's crazy how just 1 week things can flip around here. So pretty nice start to our morning. This is what it looks like from our tower cam. We have temperatures this morning in the 40s to right around 50 degrees for a lot of us. Humidity is still staying nice and low as well. So even though we are talking about 80-degree heat, the humidity is in check. So that's what's really nice about it being warm this time of year. Temperatures around 80 degrees, getting even warmer the next several days. We'll talk more about that with your 7-day coming up in just a few minutes.
Well, we had been waiting some days to hear from Governor Cuomo after the CDC last week altered its mask-wearing guidance.
And yesterday we heard. Turns out New York will be adopting that new guidance. And News Channel 9's Julia LeBlanc is joining us live to break it down for us. Good morning, Julia.
Good morning, Dan and Nicole. Well, the guidance says that if you are fully vaccinated, which means that it's been at least 2 weeks since your last shot, then starting on Wednesday, you can pretty much walk around in any situation without these masks. However, there are situations where you're going to need to keep this handy, like at the location behind me here at the Central Bus Hub. You're going to need to still wear those masks in public transit. And the mask mandate applies to other locations, too. So everyone, whether you are vaccinated or not, needs to wear a mask. Again, when you're on public transportation, when you're in nursing homes, homeless shelters, correctional facilities, schools, and healthcare facilities. Now, this doesn't mean you can't wear your mask if that makes you feel more comfortable, even if you're vaccinated. Dr. Thomas with Upstate reminds us that the medical masks most people are wearing now do provide some protection for yourself, but it's mainly to protect others and to protect everybody, yourself and other people even more. He says, get the vaccine.
We know that if you are fully vaccinated, you have a greater than 90% chance of being protected from disease if you do get infected. We also think that being vaccinated greatly reduces your risk of infection, and it reduces your risk of passing it on to someone else if you do get infected. But it's not 100%. And so there is still the possibility that that you could get infected and that you could pass it on to someone else. And so, again, I think it's going to be an individual decision.
Now, if you are not vaccinated or if you're immunocompromised, both the CDC and Governor Cuomo of New York are saying that you do still need to wear these masks in most situations to protect yourself and other people. Now, this mask mandate is going to be lifted tomorrow on Wednesday. At the same time, New York is facing its largest reopening yet, where most local businesses will be lifting their restrictions as well. We're live right outside the Central Hub in downtown Syracuse. Julia LeBlanc, News Channel 9.